RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17 elimination order, who went home and why each queen left. For each queen that enters the workroom toy car, dip, or purse first, an equal number of RuPaul's Drag Race eliminations are soon to follow. Season 17 is no exception, with several queens already sashaying away from the competition. Some exiting in more opulent, iconic, and downright hilarious runway looks than others, one might say. Other would-be Season 17 eliminations were ultimately thwarted, however, when Mama RuPaul introduced the new Badonkadunk tank twist, which Entertainment Weekly exclusively revealed in December, tasking eliminated queens with choosing to pull one of 10 levers on the main stage. 2 of the levers would send Judge Michelle Visage plummeting into the tank, while the other 8 do. Insert chocolate bar twist womp womp noise here, absolutely nothing. Michelle Visage reflects on mothering Drag Race queens, epic Joel McHale guest spot, not a sports bar, Joel. Exclusive. Ahead, see which queens were ultimately saved by the new twist, and which RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17 eliminations put a gaping crater in our hearts more prominent than Joella's quilt hole. As is now standard for Drag Race, no one went home on the January 3 premiere episode. All 14 queens stayed in the workroom for another week. The premiere was still spicy, however, as the first 7 queens participated in the annual talent show, only to be ranked by the other half of non-participating queens via the infamous Rate a Queen mandate. Then, on episode 2, the tables turned, and the second half of queens took the stage for the others to judge. After both Acacia Forgo's live country song and Hormona Lisa's stand-up comedy act were deemed inferior by their Season 17 sisters, the pair duked it out across the first elimination lip-sync of the year. Hope wasn't lost for Tennessee queen Hormona, who was handpicked by RuPaul to join the show, as she made her way back to the stage to become the Badonkadunk tank's first test subject. After licking and lathering up the levers, Hormona shockingly chose one of 2 poles that sent Visage plunging into Badonkadunk depths, keeping her around for another week, much to Corey King's dismay, mind you. Lipstick mirror message, Lucky Stars was here. And don't you forget it. Keep on shining my 13 lucky stars. Lucky ZU exit interview quote, I honestly felt so ugly. I know how drag queens are. I know queens all over the world are going to read me. I felt embarrassed, I felt ugly, I felt disgusting, I felt like a failure, which is one of my worst fears in life. In that moment, my worst fear came true. I was ugly, my drag was busted, I failed, so all of that came together. My situation back home is not good either, so I felt like, wow. Am I really about to leave back to that? What did I do here? I just crashed down that day, so I had to cover my face while crying. Because I get embarrassed when I cry. Imagine having a panic attack in public, in front of RuPaul. That's how I felt. Lipstick mirror message, visit me when you come back to LA. Less than 3 JOE don't forget the Ella. Joella ZU exit interview quote, I can't even count on my hands and toes how many people have come up to me and told me how much of an icon and inspiration I am, and how much I mean to them and to Asian people in LA. These are real things people have told me. People have told me. When I see you in WeHo, I'm scared to go up to you because you look like a goddess, like a rich lady. I'm not lying. This is a big reality check for me. Because now I'm seeing some of these people run my name through the comments. To my face, you're saying all this, now that I'm on the show saying this. You want to claim it's a different story. When I said local icon, I didn't mean LA period, I meant local drag in Los Angeles. Something they can never take away from me is that I was a booked-ass bitch. I'm one of the most booked queens in Southern California. All those queens in Squirrel Games? I knew them all, because I am that working diva in Southern California. She might lip-synced against fellow contestant Lydia Butthole Collins, who was dressed as a giant erect penis, but the Drag Race gods didn't work too hard to keep Ariete in the competition. After landing in the bottom following the RDR Live Sketch Comedy Challenge, Ariete managed to pull the only remaining lever that led to Visitch's second soaking of season 17. Thus, while Ariete wasn't eliminated, the prospect of another queen being saved by the Badonkadunk tank was. The Seattle Queen's feat ensured that no one else could be saved by the twist, exhausting its powers, and the remaining queen's security, in the process. Lipstick mirror message: Pumpkins, never stop dreaming. Never stop shining. I will miss each one of you. Less than 3 Hormona Lisa. Hormona ZU exit interview quote: growing up in the South in a religious household, that's something I've heard my whole life. Saying someone has the enemy in them doesn't mean they're possessed. The enemy presents itself in a lot of different ways. Whether that's stress or self-doubt or anything negatively affecting your mind in that moment. I felt like Katy Perry was very stressed out that day. Maybe her mind was in a different place. I felt bad for her. That's what I consider the enemy, anything that's taking you out of enjoying the moment. But I do pray for everybody. Crystal ZU exit interview quote: immediately I wanted to be like, are you sure? It didn't feel like my time to go home. I did well every week, didn't land low once, and as soon as I'm in the bottom 2, eliminated, I had a steady trajectory up the cliff and then I just fell right off. It was shocking and heartbreaking. It's also heartbreaking to see your heart break on television. For it to not end the way you envision it, and also unexpectedly. I'm a self-aware person. If I was doing bad, I'd be like, okay, this is my time. It's hard to accept the fate when you're kind of killing it. Lipstick mirror message: all you can do is forgot. Love, the piggy of the week. Acacia less than 3. Acacia ZU exit interview quote: I definitely think clashing with Susie Toot affected my performance. Because I'm a bitter bitch. I have Arnold Schwarzenegger level muscles when it comes to holding a grudge. There's nothing I like to do more than hold a grudge, but it brings me down. The rest of filming that episode, I was upset with how everything happened, and I felt bitter about it, even though Susie tried to apologize a couple times. It came off as not genuine. I couldn't let it go and it hindered me. Corey ZU exit interview quote: once it was me and Lydia, I did not want to stay at all. I knew how bad Lydia wanted it. And I'd rather have her stay than me. However, if it was me and Onya in the bottom, baby, I'm bucking. Even if I did win, I would have to find a way to save Lydia. I'd have to bend a lot.